Welcome to Mortgage on My Mind, where we take the mystery out of mortgages and make dreams of home ownership a reality. I'm Natalie Salins, a top 1% mortgage broker with 20 years of experience, based right here in sunny Los Angeles. If you've ever wondered about pre-approvals, appraisals, or what loan product is right for you, don't worry, I've got Mortgage on My Mind, so you don't have to. Each week, I'll bring you expert advice, real-life stories, and insider tips to help you navigate California's competitive real estate market with confidence. Whether you're buying your first home, refinancing, or just curious about how it all works, this podcast is for you. So let's talk mortgages, demystify the process, and make your real estate goals a reality. Ready to get started? Let's dive in. Hey everybody, welcome to Mortgage on My Mind. Natalie Salins here. Today we have Alexis Ubeda, and he is from San Fernando Valley. He's a real estate professional who has helped dozens of families buy and sell homes since 2013. He built a referral-based business rooted in trust and local expertise, and he is also the host of Safe at Home podcast, where he shares insights on real estate and community life in the 818, we call it, which is the San Fernando Valley here in Los Angeles. So welcome, Alexis. Thank you for being on.
Oh, thank you for having me. Great. It's a pleasure to be on here.
Of course, of course. You specialize in first-time home buyers, which is amazing. I do something of the same thing, And so what would you say are the biggest misconceptions that first-time home buyers have about qualifying?
Well, I think, dealing with first-time buyers, they're always not sure what the first step is. So I think a lot of times they're afraid of, what should I do or what shouldn't I do? Now, when you're saying misconception on them or on which side? On their misconception of how to
Their
purchase?
misconception of it.
Yeah, I just think
I need a huge down payment,
right.
or I'm not going to
That's
be able to afford it, or yeah.
correct. Well, I'm glad you said that in the sense that it is the down most 9 out of 10 that I speak to is the down payment, right? Because a lot of assume or have heard I need 20% down. Like I don't have it, I'm getting there and I'm like, wait, time out. So you do have money saved, et cetera, et cetera. I walk them through the process, but the first thing is I don't have my 20% down. I'm like, well, who said you needed 20%? They're like, wait, I don't need it. I'm like, no, you don't. Like, we can help you with zero down, depending on your circumstances. Everybody's different, right? So I
Right.
think that's the first thing that they always assume you need to have X amount of money just to begin talking to somebody. And I think that's where I have to go back and say, well, I don't do loans, right? I don't do what you do.
Totally.
So when I do explain to them, like, there's a certain steps, and one of them is not having 20 down, and I kind of break it down to them and always guide them to you guys as loan officers. But the first thing is that I say 9 out of 10 is 20% down, and I tell them you don't need that.
In fact, we have programs, right? Like at 0% down
Correct.
or 3% down, or, there's so many options when it comes to down payment. I feel like that's the number one misconception
Yeah,
for people, that they think they need a large down payment and they don't.
correct. For first time buyers, yes.
Yeah.
I agree. There's programs out there. I mean, you can name them, but it's varies, right? FHA programs, USDA programs, VA
Yeah.
programs for our veterans out there that so honestly, you'd be surprised. Some veterans do not know that
They
they can buy a home with zero down.
blows my mind
Yeah,
when a VA,
yeah,
when a veteran doesn't know
correct,
the VA product, because it
correct.
is hands down the best mortgage you can get in the market. You cannot get a better mortgage out
You
there.
can't beat that.
0% down and no MI. Like
Correct.
there's no better product out there.
Yeah.
So whenever a veteran is like,
Right.
what do you mean VA? You're like, stop it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Stop it right now. How did you not know about the VA program? But it happens, and it happens all the time.
It does. It
But there's
does.
also some like CalHFA programs. I have
Correct.
an FHA program that allows 0% down, where we give you the 3.5% as a loan.
Right.
So it is 0% financing, but it's also I'm a 0% down, but it's 100% financing. So you finance the extra down payment.
Correct. And do they still, you're the expert here. Do they still have where it's a grant? Like, because I know in the years, I've been doing this for over a decade now, and we've had times where we have a program where you get a grant and there's an identical program, but it's not a grant, like you just mentioned, where it is a loan. And some people also get confused with that because they've heard of it. My aunt, my uncle, my neighbor, so and so got this. Can I get it now? And I try to tell them, unfortunately, in our loan world, and you can testify to this, is a program might be here today and it's not going to be here tomorrow.
Of
They just
course.
swap them out and it changes. So do we have something right now that's a grant for them? Do we have something?
So there's a big one that we're going to talk about, the DREAM
Okay.
program. It's like the biggest grant program that they have. It's not really necessarily a grant, it's what we call shared appreciation. But
Ah, that one. Yeah.
it's that one. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the big one, and it is being released again February 24th.
Okay.
Mhm. But the standard grant programs are
Yeah.
very far and few between, actually. There used
Got
to
it.
be better programs like CalSTRS for teachers, and they just don't have them anymore. There used to be a nurse program. There is
Fireman, right? Fireman PD.
fire,
Think so?
and
Right?
that's GSFA, which is the Golden State Financing.
Okay.
So there is that program, but most of the time it is not available in Los Angeles County, which is nuts, but
That's
it's
another
true.
thing. Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
available in LA County.
Right.
If you want the actual grant program where they give you 3 to 5% as a silent second and it acts as a true grant. GSFA will give you 5% down as a down payment, but they're going to charge you. There's going to be an interest rate attached and you're going to pay monthly on it. It's a loan. They'll give you the loan.
Right. Well, there's always, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's always a quote unquote catch, right? There's always a higher rate, right? So you're actually paying for it. But just bring me back here, if I remember correctly, we had one where if you got, like, let's say your closing costs covered, if you kept the home for X amount of time, it dissolved. It was no longer there. Do you remember that program
Of
or
course. Yeah. It
what
was a
was that
silent
called?
second.
Okay.
It used to be through CalHFA,
Okay,
but
got it.
they changed their terms. So it
So that
used to
that no
be
longer exists.
CalHFA still exists where they'll
But
give
that program.
that program where it's a true grant,
Yeah.
where every year 20% of the grant would go away.
Correct.
Right? So if you stayed in the property 5 years, the
Correct.
lien was gone.
Right. That
It would
one.
disappear.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
They changed that, and that is
Okay.
not available anymore. So
Okay.
now it stays on as a quote, a silent second. You don't pay on it. And it's only 3%, and they charge like 1.5%. So it's really only 1.5%.
Correct. And our buyers need to be aware that once we do sell the property, that's when it has to get paid back. Or
You have to pay it back.
that's when you pay it back. Okay. I
Correct.
know that. I knew that one. There's,
Yeah.
like I said, they're always changing it on me. I'm an agent, so I'm like, I'll let you guys handle that.
I know they are. And even like the LA County has a program called LIPA or MIPA, which is like low income
Oh,
housing assistance.
okay.
Very, very few people fit into this low income
Okay.
as it's a max income level that you can be at,
Right. Right.
and
To qualify.
you can barely qualify for something in LA at that. If that's what you earn, what are you going to buy here? But they give you like quite a bit of money, sometimes even over 20% down. The problem with LIPA is the funds get exhausted extremely fast,
Very quick.
like
Yeah.
within a month or two, it's gone. And then there's MIPA, which is moderate income. And that
Okay.
one's a little bit easier to get to. It's like
Okay.
110, 120,000 max or something
Okay.
for the
Okay.
household.
Right. Right.
And that one's easier to get to. Less funds are available. The problem with these programs are the timelines. So we're dealing with the county. And if you're in an escrow,
Oh,
you
45 or
want
more? 45,
more, 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 more. So
60?
after I'm clear to close,
Yeah.
when I submit them the full file. They won't take the file until I am ready to close and
And
fund.
they do their own underwriting that can takes another 30 days.
3 weeks just to initially review it.
Oh God.
So they get the file after I'm done, and then it sits on a desk with somebody for 3 weeks before they even start to review it. And I've had them come back and be like, we don't like the property. And you're like,
Now, is that because of the process, you think, or the property, or is it really the
no, no,
property?
the property. They don't like the
Like,
appraisal. They want to go do their own appraisal, then they go do their own appraisal, and then they're like, we don't want to finance on that. You're like, this
oh,
isn't
you mean the program,
the program.
not the buyer.
No, the property. They don't like the property that the buyer's buying. Yeah. It's like,
Oh
oh my God,
no.
it's 2 months later. What are you
No,
talking
forget
about?
about it. You're lucky the listing agent hasn't
I'm
canceled.
gonna kill someone. Yeah, no, I know because you
Yeah.
can't release contingencies because it's
Yeah.
totally contingent on this program
Oof. Why?
approving it.
Why? What's the point? That has anybody not said, "Hey, by the way, it's not going to work"?
Well, that's what's so funny. MIPA funds are always available. They never run out because it's just so hard.
Because no
Uh,
one's using it.
it's the only way to use it is when you know the owner.
Yeah, I was going to say you'd have to get the owner to say, "Hey, this is going to take a while. Work with me here."
Yep, or you're buying the place you live in, right? You rent a place and you're buying
Yeah.
a place.
Yeah,
That's
you're
kind of
right.
the only way it works. But again, the price has to be so low
Yeah,
because
because at
the
110, what do you
income
qualify?
levels are so low.
Yeah, what are you going to get? Like a 500,000, 600, maybe? In LA County, you can't get anything.
Maybe. And
Yeah.
that's for moderate income.
Yeah,
The low
exactly. So
income is huge,
the low one's pointless. There's no
like
point.
80 grand and lower.
But
No,
it
it's like $300,000 or $400,000 condos.
but it does work for it's for the state of California. So if you got people like I actually sold, believe it or not, I don't know if you even heard of this place. I shouldn't say that, but it's a small town. I it's called Early Mart, if I'm not mistaken. It's a small
That's a
town.
town?
It's in between Bakersfield and Fresno.
Okay.
And so I'm bringing it up because that's a buyer that can buy a home for 300 out there.
Right, but that's not LA County.
I know. So, but does it not? Is that just? It's just. That's what I was going to ask. It's just.
This program is just for LA County,
We
LIPA and
can't buy
MIPA.
anything for that. What's the point? It's the
No, I
point.
know, girl. That's what I'm
It's a
saying.
point. It's a pointless program. I'm
I
sorry.
know.
I don't know.
I mean, but the low income, it does run out right away. There isn't as much funds available, but that one
What
runs out
what do they
pretty quickly.
buy? A one bedroom condo?
Yeah.
Where for 300?
You'd be surprised that there are
Huh.
some like 300 and 400,000.
Okay.
There
Okay.
really are. Downtown
I've
for
done a
sure.
two bedroom for maybe like 350, but this was years back in or the San Fernando Valley.
Hmm.
Now I don't know, maybe a one or studio, but then you got the HOA on top of it.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's interesting.
definitely.
Yeah,
So now let's chat a little bit about
sure.
the DREAM program, which is this
Okay.
program that came out in 2023. It's called Shared Appreciation for everybody out there. It's pretty amazing. And this is a state program, so you can get it anywhere throughout California. It is a state
I
program.
can go to Early Mart, like I said.
You can go to Early Mart. Sounds to
Anywhere.
me
Okay.
like you want
Because
to buy.
that'll fit that price range we were discussing, so that's great. So let's tell me about that program because
Well,
like I
yeah,
said,
because the
I
DREAM program, it's not that hard. It's not as limited for
okay,
income.
sure.
So it's 150,000 in earnings. That
That's good.
qualifies quite a bit of people. Yeah,
Yeah, it's good. That's really good.
that's pretty good. You probably can't buy a 1.2, but you can go up to like
Oh,
900 or so.
yeah, that's a perfect first, entry level in the San Fernando Valley, Santa Clarita, Palmdale, Lancaster. It's perfect.
100%,
Yeah.
exactly. You're only allowed 5% of your own funds to bring in because
Okay.
people were really taking advantage of this program the first year it came out. First year it came out, they were allotting like 500 million. They released 250 first and then 250 second.
Okay.
Program was gone, tapped out of funds in 10 days. It was so tough, and it's because it
Wow.
wasn't strict enough. Everybody who was a first-time home buyer was trying to use it. Everybody, even
Okay.
my clients who had a ton of money down and earned too much money, where we had to take one of the clients off to do it. It was not.
Oh. Okay.
It's not a great situation.
Got it.
They
Yeah.
just, that is not what these funds are for, right?
Yeah,
Funds are for
100%.
people who will never be able to come up with a down payment or afford a place to live.
Yeah.
That's what this is for.
Okay.
So the state gives you 20% down.
Oh wait, time out. I
Yeah.
remember this program. This was
Okay.
wasn't this came out like right around the you said 2023, so it's I'm pretty sure it's the same one. So like during that COVID era, right? I covered COVID years where
Right, right. Towards the
everything's
end, yeah.
wild. I heard about it. They gave you 20% down, right? You said?
They give you 20% down.
Someone called me and said, Alexis, I want this program. I go, you're crazy. It doesn't exist. That's what I told them.
Oh no. Oh, it does.
I'm like, there's no way.
But you had to get into contract in just those 10 days that it was available.
So by the time I even heard about it, it was gone.
I had some lucky people who got in, but like three people the
Wow.
first year only, and three people the second year.
Yeah,
Um,
I was told, you said 10 days. I was told funds ran out in a month or less. That's what I was told. Yeah.
it was
But
it
it was
was
real. It was a real thing.
it's real. And how it works is this: the state buys the house with you. It's called
Okay.
shared appreciation.
Sure.
They own 20% of the property with you.
Okay.
So they give you the 20% down payment. It is a true silent second. It sits on title as a second.
Okay.
It doesn't get larger. You don't pay on it. There's no interest rate. It just stays the flat amount that they give you, the 20%.
Okay.
If and when you sell the property,
Hmm.
you have to pay them back that 20% that they gave you in the beginning, plus
Equity?
20% of your net proceeds,
Okay.
20% of the equity earned.
That's where I was gonna say, where do they get their money from? That's where they,
That's where they get their money.
and
So
if
it's
you
a
make,
long-term
yeah,
thing for them.
long-term thing. Yeah.
Yes. And in 2025, it did not release. It never, last year we were like, is like Dream program just not coming out this year? It never did. But this
It
year
was
it's
supposed
back.
to. It was
Yeah.
supposed to come
Well,
back.
I mean, it was in 23 and 24.
Wait, it happened twice?
It happened in 23
I
and in
heard about
24.
it one time. That's why.
Oh no, it happened in 24 too. But now I'm going to
Oh,
tell you the difference.
okay. Tell me, because I,
24, it got much more strict.
okay,
In 24, it became not only do you have to be a first-time home buyer, you
mhm.
have to be a first-time generational home buyer, which means your parents can't own. That's where it gets
How do
tricky.
they confirm that though?
That's that's another story. Yeah, they
Right?
kind of they don't necessarily. Look, I mean, if it's obvious, like
Yeah. The
your
last
childhood
name,
home is on your
Junior
credit
or something.
report,
Yeah.
we're, we're gonna know, but
Right.
it's an affidavit that you sign that, as far as you
Okay.
know, your parents do not own property. It's basically you're not set to inherit some other house,
Right. Right.
that
Okay.
these funds are really to go to somebody who like didn't come from a family who was able to
Right.
afford a home. They also are not in a place where they'll really ever be able to afford a down payment or home in their own way.
Yeah.
And because you have 20% down, there isn't any mortgage insurance. And you are able to purchase much more because of that, right? So if you only qualify for 300, now you qualify for like 380,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? It makes a huge difference. So that's the main thing that happened in 24 that did kick out a lot of the people who took advantage of the program in
Mm.
23.
Yeah.
And then now it's on a lottery. So you don't get to just,
Oh.
it's not like until the funds run out and
So how are they
anyone
gonna
who
do
gets
it?
into escrow. Now, like this year, they are accepting applications
Mhm.
starting February 24th, and I think it's to like mid-March or so. It's about a month
Okay.
that they're going to accept the applications.
Okay.
Then they're going to shut down the pre-approvals.
Got it.
And then they do a lottery.
So you get 1,000 hypothetical, or you're gonna get way more, but you get 1,000, then X amount percentage gets wins.
And it's like 10% or so based on how many people I had. I had like 15 or 16 people do the application, get
Yeah.
in. We locked them in.
Okay.
Only two of those people actually got the golden ticket, we call it, right? Because there
Golden
is
ticket.
like one, right?
Yeah.
So you get a golden ticket, they send you an email, you got a waiver. They call it like the CalHFA waiver, the Dream for All waiver.
Yeah.
Now you go shopping. You have 90 days to get into
Oh,
a property.
okay.
Only give you 90 days. If you do not have a signed contract in 90 days, you lose it.
It goes to the next person,
And
maybe?
then it goes to the next person on the wait list.
Well, I'll get you in 30 days.
That's correct. You have 90 days. You really got to get in. You got to get into something. So, and then if not, it goes to the next person, and then you can try again the next year, But it didn't happen in 25. We kept waiting for it to come back out. It never
Right.
did. But this year, we got news in January that the
And you
rates
said the 24th, right?
the 24th of February. So I'm getting people in now to get them pre-approved to give them the letter,
Okay.
and then
So
we submit it to CalHFA to lock them in.
so here's a question for you.
Yep.
What's the mid scores that we need to average out on for first? This is something big for first time buyers. That's another thing. I think after the down payment, a lot of first time buyers are like, "Well, I need to have a 750 credit score." I'm like, "No, you don't." So what is the mid score on that? Do you know?
Let's look it up. I know what it
I'm
was.
gonna assume 680.
It was 660.
Okay, 660, 680. That's
Hmm.
typical.
Totally typical. So yeah, so it's 150,000
Okay, 150 max
income.
income. Okay.
It's
6 to 8,
not
and then he said they have to be first time buyers in
generation.
their whole family. Okay, that's practically it, right? How much down do they need to come with?
They can
Zero.
normally they can come with zero, right? Because they're
I think,
already getting 20%.
but we
They
pay
are
our
not
bills,
allowed to put more than 5%.
which in essence you need three for closing costs.
But
Hypothetically,
that's not a down payment. But yes,
right?
you
But I'm
can bring in
saying,
an extra five
okay.
towards the down payment.
Oh, so but they unless someone like myself as an agent gets some closing cost credit, then they're really at zero.
Correct.
Okay, gotcha. So if you win the golden ticket and you have your closing costs covered, you're good.
Yes, basically 660. It is 660.
It is 660. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
there you go. Like you said, this is a state thing.
It's a state thing. And
Okay.
they do have different qualifications and a different rate for low income and then standard. So the rate right now is 6% for the low income buyers,
Okay.
and it's 6.25 for the
Okay.
standard moderate up to
I
150
mean,
buyers.
that's not much, right? You can say difference wise.
Yeah. No, no. I
Yeah.
mean, nothing to make
Right.
walk away from it, of
Right.
course.
Right. Right.
Six and a
Right.
quarter isn't a bad rate right now. CalHFA itself is lower,
Mm.
but the Dream for All program, they just, of course, have a little bit of a higher rate right now for whatever reason. Yeah, so the CalHFA program today, standard CalHFA is at 5.875.
Mm. There you go.
I know. And the Dream for All program is at that 6%.
Does
Um,
our CalHFA have MI?
yes, of course.
But what about the Dream program?
Well, no, because it's 20% down.
Because
So
we're
you have the
20% down,
20%
so
equity.
automatically it doesn't. So in essence, that's still better than you doing the CalHFA, I would
If
assume.
you can get it. Yes, of
Right.
course, of
Yeah,
course.
right. We're assuming we got it, right?
Exactly. It's the Dream program is released through CalHFA.
That's what I mean. Right,
It's
right,
part of this
right.
government programming. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Correct.
Got it.
Correct. So I mean, that's the Dream program.
I
It's
I I think it's a great program for
it's a
first time
great
buyers
program.
anywhere.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, another misconception, I think, even for you guys, they'll say, well, does Natalie work out here? I'm like, her and I are licensed statewide. I go, a lot of people don't
Correct.
understand that. They feel like, well, she's located in LA. She can only help me with, no, she can help you with any home in California, and so can I. And they're like, really? I'm like, yeah, I've done deals as far as north as Fresno and as far south as San Diego. I go, so I can go all of California. And I think that's another misconception first time buyers. They don't understand that part. So that's good to know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I mean, we are, Movement Mortgage is nationwide, so I can do loans actually all over the land.
Right, 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 right.
But of course, any type of first-time homebuyer program is very specific to the state that you're
Correct.
in. besides FHA. Yeah.
Right.
And FHA is still the number one program for low down payment because they just offer very, very good rates. My FHA rate is in the mid to low fives right now. So
Oh,
it's
wow.
amazing. You pay for it a bit in MI, of course.
Right. And you guys raised the limit on that for purchase price, right? For FHA program?
In 2026,
Yeah, just I mean, yeah,
depending on the county. Yeah.
yeah.
So
So we
all
have
the
LA
loan amounts went up.
County. So if you want to do LA County, I have this listing in Santa Clarita at a mill. And I'm like, I told the owner, I go, we can get an FHA buyer, assuming,
100%.
did it go to
FHA in LA County
1.2?
goes to 1.25
Yeah,
basically.
that's okay. So I was off 1. I was a little short. I said 1.2. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah,
perfect.
totally. Totally. All right, awesome. Well, thank you so much. But this is, I think I spoke the most,
It's fine.
which is crazy. But I'm really happy to share that information with the audience and happy that you also know a lot about the grant programs and were able to, have the back and forth with me, have the conversation with me.
Thank you for having me. And like I tell everybody, we're here to help, and that's the main thing for our first time buyers.
That's exactly right.
If I can give them any last words of advice, is just ask, because they're always afraid to ask.
Yes.
They're like, well, I didn't know. I'm like, if you call me and ask, you'll get your answers.
Exactly.
Oh,
I used to have a friend who is a big, big, big time agent, and he used to say, you can't receive unless you ask for something.
correct, correct, correct.
The asking is in the receiving. You have
Yeah,
to,
yeah,
begin. You have to take the step forward and ask in order to receive. You
correct.
won't receive anything unless you ask for it.
Yep.
So it's
We're here
exactly
to
right.
help too. So just ask
Yeah,
away, guys.
exactly, exactly. Well, everyone, you can find Alexis on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, and he has a website, and all of that information is here for you. Thank you so much for being on, and we will see you next time.
Have a good one, guys. Take care.
Thanks for listening to Mortgage on My Mind. If you're ready to start your mortgage journey or have any questions, I'd love to help. With 20 years of experience, I make the process as simple and stress-free as possible. Check the show notes for my contact info, and don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share this podcast. Until next time, I'm Natalie Salins, here to help make your real estate dreams a reality.